Hello, and welcome to the Stasis Pod Halloween Spooktacular.
Have we done this before, a Halloween-only episode?
I know we've done it on the Patreon. I'm not sure if we've had a fill-in like this.
No, I guess we haven't. Or like if we aimed the main episode at Halloween.
Yeah, this is a special bonus for our listeners.
Yeah. Well, it's going to... this might just be a regular episode, depending upon how editing goes.
Yes.
But it is intended for Halloween release.
Yes. Because continuing in our series of episodes based on movies Rob watched on TV.
And David heard about and is like, we need to talk about this.
Yes. We are discussing House, the 1980s William Catt classic.
No.
Alright, sorry. We are discussing House, the show where that British guy is a doctor, but instead of doing his British accent, he's kind of just growling every word like this.
No. We're discussing House 2, the second story with Cliff Clavin and a caterpillar dog. Wait, no.
No, we are discussing House, the 1977 totally bonkers Japanese horror movie.
I guess you could put it in a horror movie, because that's more what it is than anything else, but it's hard to define the exact genre of this amazing late 70s psychedelic masterpiece, I suppose you would say.
Wikipedia describes it as a comedy horror film, which, okay, I guess?
I would describe it as like art house horror, kind of.
Although apparently it was like a big box office hit in Japan.
Uh-huh.
But all the critics hated it, so it was unheard of in North America for decades.
Yeah, it was effectively a cult classic. Like, it was really popular with kids in the 70s, and who would eventually become young filmmakers themselves, who would borrow ideas and like take shit further from this style. But yeah, critically panned, but well made. And like, as far as I know, this is the only movie available in North America by Obayashi. Is that his name? Well,
it is, yes.
Nobuhiko Obayashi.
Nobuhiko Obayashi.
Yeah.
And right up front, I should say, my experience with Japanese film is very limited.
Limited to what other than a Godzilla movie?
I've seen a few Godzilla movies, including the original, and I've seen some Kurosawa.
Okay, well, you must.
Yeah, so
if you're going to see a Japanese movie, odds are you're going to see Seven Samurai, something else by Kurosawa.
Yeah, Seven Samurai, Ran, and
Ran's a good one.
What's the one where it's multiple people telling the...
Rashomon.
Rashomon, yes.
Yes.
And I think the most recent one I've seen is Audition.
No, I don't want to see that one.
No, I don't want to see it. It's a good movie, but I don't want to see it again.
Yeah, no, just... I forget even the details of it entirely. I just remember my brain going, no, I don't need to watch that.
Kiri.
No, yeah, Japanese horror movies are strange in a good way.
Oh, actually, no, I did see the original version of The Ring, which I did not like as much as the American remake.
Yeah, that's sort of apples and oranges. They're both good, but not great in my mind.
I mean,
as a story, I think the American version works better, but the mood in the Japanese, I kind of prefer.
Yeah, I saw the American one first, so that'll obviously have the greater impact on me. But there was certainly a big J-horror trend around that time, and this is not like that.
No,
I'm curious. Is there like a big is psychedelic use common in Japan?
In the 70s?
Okay, because I'm definitely thinking this is a let's get high and check out this movie, because I'm not sure if it would be amazing if you were high, or if you would just go into a coma and never recover.
I don't know. I highly recommend having good, strong sake when watching it. And some sugary foods. That's what I usually do. Like, Presumably there's a psychedelic. I haven't watched this, and Godzilla vs. Hedorah are the two main Japanese 70s movies I've seen that are psychedelic.
Yes.
And they're not even that, they're just odd. But yeah, I discovered this movie by accident, like, almost a decade ago on, I think it was Turner Classic Movies. Like, they were having a Halloween thing and a bunch of stuff. And one of the things was just called House, and it's like, wait, but that's not the American version. What? So I watched it late at night and fell in love. I'm not sure this is my favorite movie, but it's a strong contender for my favorite movie.
I had heard of it, and one of the groups of like film Facebook groups I'm in, like about 10 years ago or so, forwarded a clip of what I now realize is Melody's death scene in this movie.
Yes, the most famous scene in the movie. If you've seen anything about this movie, it's the piano scene.
Yes, or possibly that gif of the like cat picture spewing blood.
Well, admittedly, I spread that around.
Oh.
the cat gif being spread around our group might be my fault.
So it, I've kind of wanted to see it ever since, and it was on TV here, so I checked it out, and I may never be the same.
After I saw it, I think it wasn't until 2009 that when Criterion got it, and it got a release, like that's his first movie released in America as far as I know. There may be other odd releases that were forgotten, but it's like it came out from Criterion on Blu-ray, and it was shown on TV on a movie channel for Halloween. It's like, great, yes. Because it isn't quite a horror movie, but it is, and that's the kind of horror movie I like.
So I guess we can go into a little behind-the-scenes stuff here. The crazy thing is, I assumed this was like some sort of weird piece of outsider art, but this is a Toho movie.
Yes.
This is maybe the biggest, or at least one of the biggest movie studios in Japan?
I think it is the biggest still.
I mean, of course, famous for its Godzilla movies.
Yeah.
Well known even in North America.
Kurosawa movies, too? Yeah.
I think they did Kurosawa. Although, unfortunately, Kurosawa never got to fulfill his dream of making a Godzilla movie.
He wanted to... Yeah. That would have been interesting, but eventually we did get Shin Godzilla, which I'm guessing is close.
Mm-hmm. And apparently it is the largest of Japan's big four film studios.
Yeah. Yeah, I think this has come up before. Probably in our Godzilla episode.
See, this is a big studio movie, and from a director who had not previously directed any feature films. He directed some shorts.
Yes, he did. He did shorts. Lots of commercials on television.
If you, it's only 2 minutes, so I recommend you going to YouTube and looking up the commercial that he did for Mandem Cologne with Charles Bronson. It's amazing. Like, it is the most 70s thing you will ever see. And it will make you want to smell like Charles Bronson.
Yes. And, he, like a decade before this, he made sort of a short film, although it's like 45 minutes long, so it's like half a movie. It's called Emotion, which is on the House Criterion DVD. And it's a very confusing vampire movie, sort of. I saw it once after seeing a House, after I finally got the Blu-ray, late at night, very drunk, with some friends down in South Jersey. I don't remember much other than it being weird and a strange vampire. I should probably rewatch that at some point. So he had directed, kind of.
Yes. And so Toho wanted, Jaws was a huge hit worldwide and in Japan. And, Toho wanted to make their own Jaws. Yep. Now, in America, a film movie company says, okay, we want to make our own Jaws. And you make a movie like Orca, which is Jaws, but with an orca.
Or Grizzly, or whatever.
Right. Okay, so it's, they made a giant animal movie, we'll make a giant animal movie.
Yeah.
In this case, I guess the commonality is that it involves people getting eaten, and it takes place in the summer.
Yeah, well, like, Obayashi, I think he asked his daughter has a lot to do with this movie. It's like, well, if there was like a Japanese version of Jaws, what would it be like? It's like, and she said well, Japan doesn't make movies like that. It's like, no, if I did, what would it be? I don't know, scary house movie? Okay. Because this movie is basically a collection of his daughter's nightmares glued together into a movie.
I can see that. His daughter's nightmares probably didn't have as much nudity in them, though.
No, I wouldn't imagine. She was like 9 or 10 at the time. She's in the movie.
Yes.
For a shot.
Oh, who is she in the, is she the younger version of the main girl?
No, when the teacher is leaving his house, the little girl with the guy in the shoe shine and the painter walks by. It's a blink and you miss it cameo. She's there. The director is also in the movie, I think twice.
Right, it said, where was it? It says he has a cameo here.
Yeah, he's I think the guy taking the photographs in the flashback, I think he's also like when the train's leaving, the guy at the window.
Right.
I think. I'm not positive on that, but like, yeah, there's odd little cameos of the cast. Like, Go Diego, who did the soundtrack, well, some of the songs in the soundtrack are in the movie.
Right, there at the train station.
Giving directions. Yes.
So, I guess
Yeah, let's try to explain the movie. Well, this is a movie, it's kind of impossible and also pointless to go point by point of the movie.
So there is there's this collection of 7 girls.
Wait, there was a thing I wanted to say that I meant to say at the beginning of the thing. I wrote it down because I sort of took notes by sending you DMs. Okay. This movie, we're going to spoil the crap out of it, kind of, as best as we can without entirely, because the plot is interesting. But, go see this movie. I love this movie. I would recommend it. Nudity warning, though.
There's really almost all at the end.
Yeah, pretty much.
Usually with American movies, they kind of front load the nudity.
Yeah, the first scene, I think, is like a bath scene that's like halfway in. Yeah. Yeah, no, the nudity comes late in this movie. Anyway, yes, go back to the thing. I found my notes.
So yeah, we've got 7 teenage girls, and I guess
yes,
we'll talk about it later. So these are almost all non-professional actors.
Yeah, I think there's like, except for the aunt and somebody else was like a professional actor. Everybody else is an amateur.
And I guess the Japanese John Belushi looking guy with the sideburns was a professional singer.
Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Apparently a professional country singer.
Oh. I mean, 70s country music even went to Japan.
Yeah, I do not think of country music as being a thing in Japan, but I guess it must be. I mean, they have a country.
Well, yeah, but like borrowed, presumably, country music. Like folk music in Japan is very... Well, I guess, guitar, there might be a slight bleed over.
Yes. And notably, none of these girls are known by their real names, but by nicknames, which correspond to their personalities.
Yes, they're one basic personality, which is a really neat gimmick. It's like, they don't need names. They are archetypes, because this movie's also kind of like a fairy tale. Well, because it's based upon a child's nightmares, it's very fitting. And
most of it sort of follows a kind of dream logic.
Oh, yeah!
So we got our lead, Gorgeous.
Yes.
And her father is a film composer.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently he was in Italy, and he said that Leone likes his music even more than Morricone's.
Yeah, movie references. There you go.
So, yeah, I guess he gets back from Italy, introduces her immediately to her new stepmother, who is extremely eerie, and yet not really involved with the supernatural nature of the plot at all.
Yeah, no, she floats around like an air elemental.
She has a wind machine on her at all times.
Her scarf is always blowing. She's ethereal.
Yeah, because her mother is dead. She's got this aunt who's still living, and so she's going to go stay with those friends at her aunt's place for the summer.
Yeah, well, because it's a weird, convoluted thing. Like the friends are going to go to some summer camp or something, or a hotel that's
run by this teacher's sister, but she's pregnant.
She's pregnant, so that trip is canceled. But Gorgeous is depressed because her dad is getting remarried, and she's all mopey because it's been like
8 years apparently.
8 years or something since her mom died. So it's been a while. but she's moody, so she wrote a letter to her aunt, so she's gonna go there, and her friends who had their trip canceled, it's like, come with me, I'll go see my aunt that I haven't seen in a decade. And that's...
And the extremely weird thing is she's introduced to her immediately as your new mother.
Yeah, well...
You got to ease into that.
Yeah, but motherhood is like a D plot in this movie.
Yes, there is something of it.
Or at least the concept of motherhood.
Yes. Anyway, so that's our first girl, Gorgeous. We've also got Kung Fu.
Yes, the best girl.
Who is like a kind of a tomboy who is always, there was talk about how she's more manly than any of the men in the movie.
Yeah.
You got Prof, who is smart and has glasses, and she's blind without him.
Yes, well, again, they're stereotypes. They're one-dimensional, but not.
Yes. You've got Fantasy, who is Gorgeous's best friend and is like prone to
having fantasy,
I guess.
She's the daydreaming airhead.
Yes. You got Mac, who is the big eater, as in, I guess, Big Mac?
No. What's another word with Mac in it? Stomach.
Oh.
Yes.
I see.
It's that dumb. This movie isn't above the lowest fruit.
You got Sweet, who's very pleasant.
Yeah, she's the most forgettable one, kinda.
And you got Melody, who knows music.
Yes.
And are they supposed to have this teacher as some sort of chaperone? Is there some sort of don't stand so close to me thing going on?
Well,
I wasn't entirely sure what his deal is.
Fantasy, has a crush on him. Like, normal high school shit, I guess. He's just their goofy dune buggy riding teacher who is going to go as their chaperone sort of or something. I don't know.
And he's got big John Belushi energy.
Yeah.
Possibly because at one point he goes to what appears to be a samurai restaurant.
Well, that's a little ramen shop on a cart. There's probably a name for it, I don't know. But yeah, that's also one of my favorite scene transitions.
And it's first notable in this first scene where Gorgeous is in her apartment with her father and new stepmother, and see the background here, which appears to have been the same one used for my grade 2 class pictures.
Do you mean the matte painting outside the window or her really weird wallpaper?
Yes, I meant the
whole field.
The clouds.
The cloud. Yes, the matte painting clouds are dynamic. There's this movie.
This movie is not at all interested in realism.
No.
Which is an interesting contrast to the rest of the American horror movies of the 70s.
Oh yeah. Yeah, because slasher movies were becoming a thing.
Isn't
interested in that.
I mean, the horror movies in the 70s are really interested in that sort of, down to earth realism. You got the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, you got Halloween, Carries, sort of very lived in ordinary worlds with this, abnormal presence in them.
Yeah, cause they were taking off the Giallo movies, which were kind of wacky, but sort of down to earth. They just sort of flattened it out. So there was a little less crazy and a little less
I don't know
gore.
if Giallo had any sort of presence in Japan at the time.
Well, no, that's the thing. I mean, that's how it affected American movies.
Well, I'm thinking that this movie, if they were at all exposed to Giallo, they kind of took it in the other direction, where they embraced the more surreal aspects of Giallo. Have you seen Suspiria?
Oh, fuck yeah, I love that movie. When did that come out? Was that in the 70s?
That is the same year, 77.
Oh wow. So that didn't influence this. But this and Suspiria, feel like they came from the same, orphanage.
Yeah, I mean, if I was more tasteless, I'd try and pair them with a German horror movie of the same vintage.
No. German horror movies are weird. Anyway, yeah, this is colorful and odd and dreamlike in a similar way to Suspiria.
And it certainly uses color and enormous amounts of fake blood in the same way that the Giallo movie does.
Oh, yeah.
And at times the soundtrack is as intrusive as if it were being played by Goblin.
Yeah, but it's more 70s airy music, and then every once it's weird, and some of the sound effects are like fog horns for scene transitions and normal car horns. It's everything combines to this dreamlike effect of what is going on.
I mean, this is maybe the most eclectic soundtrack I've ever heard in a horror movie.
Yeah.
Because you've got a couple things that just sound like they came off 70s AM radio.
Yeah, but most of the Go Diego stuff.
Like it's Air Supply or something. And then you've sort of got this sort of haunting piano theme that does seem like something out of an American horror movie of the 70s. Yeah. Including one that kind of has a similar plot to this. It's from, I believe, the year before. It's not really well known now. Yeah, it's from 76, Burnt Offerings.
Oh.
That's from 1976. Karen Black, Oliver Reed, and Betty Davis, who I think is somebody's aunt, move into this old house. And the house sort of slowly kills most of them, and then it sort of takes over Karen Black, sort of along the same lines as this movie.
Huh, weird. Well, because this movie was in the planning stages for at least 2 years.
Yes, so and it was based on a novel that was older than this, but I don't... It's probably just a coincidence.
Probably, yeah.
I mean, it's kind of a disappointing movie, but it has its moments.
Oh, okay. Whereas this is not disappointing, I don't think.
Well, I mean, this is just for you. I mean, that's it done in a very straight Amityville. I guess also it's kind of along the same lines as the Amityville Horror.
Oh yeah, conceptually,
in which somebody is taken over by a presence inside a house. Although obviously that's more of like a kitchen sink kind of movie.
Yeah,
as opposed to this, which is a everything but the kitchen sink kind of movie.
Yeah. Like, the first half hour of this movie is slow, but once you get to the house...
Yeah, it's interesting, because apart from, like, a somewhat phantasmagorical animated credit sequence, there's very little horror going on for the first half hour. Usually, American horror movies now and then would, like, give you, like, a horrific scene at the beginning. Like, you know, this is what happened to the last people who were in this house.
Yeah, but that... kind of the point is no one has been to the house in a long time.
Yes. So, you know, they take a train ride, which is done via a train going through a very blatant matte painting.
Oh yeah, some of the matte paintings in this are really subtle, and some of them are, no, that's blatant. Like, above the train station is a matte painting. Right.
That's not that obvious. I mean,
that one's pretty good.
The chroma key effects in this are off the chain.
Yeah, like some of the, like, the thing that's really aged badly are some of the blue screen effects. They're a little too obvious at times.
And there's just a little too much of a border around stuff.
Yeah. Well, because some of the blue screen effects are done by pouring paint on someone.
Yes.
So it's understandable some of them look a little sketchy.
And again, that's another thing where American horror movies of this vintage were really going for as much realism in their gore as possible. You know, you hired Tom Savini, who'd been to Vietnam, and he'd say, oh, you know what, you want to know what an exploding head looks like? I'll give you an exploding head.
Oof. Yeah, whereas this has so much surreality that when you do get gore, it's kind of shocking too.
Yes, I mean, it's shocking and there's sort of a cheapness to it. I mean, you know, that makes it creepier.
Yeah, commercial effects. This movie is wall to wall, like in-camera effects. No. Not digital, but like compositing and in-camera effects and layering and cuts. Oh, so good. Weird.
And I guess at this point we should also mention the cat, because there's a real eerie cat in this.
This is
Blanche.
Eerie, but Shiro, which means white, and Blanche means white. Thank you, subtitles. But yeah, the cat is actually kind of really adorable and fluffy and white. And like a seal point or something?
Yeah, the cat, I mean, the actual cat doesn't really do anything terribly menacing.
No, but the recurring theme of the cat, like, walking out of frame one direction, coming back in the other direction, just appearing in places it shouldn't be, leaving the house, and showing up at Gorgeous's house with a letter.
And I guess we should note here that house is the Japanese title.
Yes.
Even though that is not the Japanese word for house.
No, what is it? I don't remember the Japanese word for it. No, the director is like, no, I'm using an English word because it's weird and it will stand out. Like this movie.
Anyway, so, and as noted early in the movie, any cat can open a door, but only a witch cat can close a door.
Yeah, that's like the only foreshadowing really in the movie.
Yes.
Like, the rest of the movie is operating so much on dream logic that it can go from comedy to horror to kung fu flick in the blink of an eye.
And, they're sort of going over the backstory of this aunt who had a lover who went off to fight for the Japanese in World War II and did not return. The
flashback when they're on the train talking about it, like, they're talking over the flashback as if they're watching the flashback in the movie.
They're kind of mystery science theatering it.
Yes.
And also the flashbacks are kind of done silent movie style, which I appreciated.
Yeah, that was cute.
Yes.
Except for some odd crying effects and blood.
Well, again, it's the blood, they're doing the chroma-key thing. It's like watching an episode of Electra Woman and Dinah Girl. But anyway, he did not return, and she waited, but of course he promised that he would return.
Yeah, and she's been waiting and waiting and waiting.
And we also get some atomic bomb footage, because apparently Obayashi was from Hiroshima.
Yeah, he was, and lost a lot of his friends. So there's that backdrop to this movie of even in this weird art house goofy horror movie, the war is off camera being ominous.
Well, I mean, it certainly looms over a lot of Japanese culture, probably still to this day.
Yeah.
Although, I would imagine less so now as the older generation dies off.
Yeah, kinda. But it's... Well, now it's like third generation effects of it.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, so they take this train trip and they stop by this watermelon vendor who I thought was going to be the Crazy Ralph.
Oh,
in Friday the 13th, which was it's bizarre to think of Friday the 13th as coming out 3 years after this.
Yeah, like the watermelon vendor. It's like normally, when you go into the spooky house, you get the local townsperson who warns you about it. No, he's cheerful. Oh, she's going to be so happy that someone has come to visit her.
I mean, there's clearly some sort of supernatural influence on him, but
it's hard to, get a logical interpretation of this movie.
Yeah.
But my brain tries, the house over the years, its influence has grown and has extended far enough to have affected this little local watermelon seller who ain't normal.
Yeah, well, these are enormous watermelons.
Well, because I think they're fake.
Well, I mean, I figured.
They're probably plastic or beach balls or something.
I mean, otherwise these girls would probably be having trouble hauling this thing around for the whole movie.
Yeah.
So anyway, after some time, they do get to this house and they meet the aunt.
Oh, the walk to the house is filled with more matte paintings and walking these weird twisted mountain hot roads, which are, I think, all done on studio stages. I'm not, other than the shot at the train station, I'm not sure there's an exterior shot that isn't shot on a soundstage.
No, this is a very set-bound movie, but I think by design.
There are the shots with the dune buggy, I guess, and the horse, and the school at the beginning, but that's barely there.
Yeah, I mean, they probably had some hills that are, they're designated shooting a samurai movie here hills.
Yeah, but like the long walk to the house reminds me of the walk to the pet cemetery, just a little less creepy.
I mean, I guess I don't think of there being this much, this many isolated areas in Japan because it's a small country, but I'm sure that's a misconception on my part.
Mountains! There's a lot of mountains, and some of them are hard to climb up. So there are very isolated areas. Like, if you're near Tokyo, shit's crowded.
Yes.
But the further you get away from it, like, there are hill people. They're just not like hillbilly hill people. They're just little quiet old villages.
So yeah, they meet this aunt who has spooky Helen Mirren hair.
Yes, and who's wearing glasses and is in a wheelchair.
Yeah. That she doesn't really need.
Well, she does need at first.
Yes, I mean, I guess she's drawing off energy from these girls.
Yeah, spoilers. She
is a ghost / a witch / question mark.
Yes, that, like, the house is 3 levels. There's the ghost spooky aunt who's been dead for years, but is still alive. There's the house itself, which I don't know if she infected it or it infected her, but they're sort of one and the same. And the cat, who's the only one who can leave the house.
Yes.
Like, I don't know if that's just a witch's familiar, or if it is part of the triumvirate of house, witch, and cat.
Interestingly, also a connection to Argento, who has like a maiden mother crone thing going on with his witches in his movies.
Yeah, and like the Witch trilogy, which Suspiria is one of them, right?
Yeah, Suspiria, Inferno,
and the bad one.
Right. The one I have not seen.
Yes, the latest one I heard was not good, so I didn't bother.
Mother of Sighs or something?
Something like that.
Anyway.
Anyway, yes, so, the aunt is very happy to have guests again after so long.
I mean, this is a movie that aggressively resists any explanation of what's going on in it.
Oh, yeah. What? Like, the basic explanation is, as she devours each girl in turn, she gets more alive again.
Yes.
Like, after she eats one, she can get up out of the wheelchair and walk.
Yes. And our first one to go is Mac, who, she wants to preserve this watermelon, but the fridge doesn't work, so she's just going to put it in a well.
Yeah, again, which is another thing from, like, the director's daughter. Like, they were visiting her grandparents' house, and they didn't have a refrigerator, so you'd have to put a watermelon in a well and other stuff, because it was a natural refrigerator. And one time pulling up the melon, it's like, it looks like a goddamn head. And it's in the movie.
Yes, because indeed, Fantasy does go to get this watermelon, pulls up Mac's head, which is kind of alive, flies around, and bites her in the ass.
Yes, it's like, starts from horror of pulling this zombie head out of the well, freaks out, the head floats, and then bites her on the ass, and it turns to comedy.
Yes. And, they get the, and it's classic. One person sees the weird stuff that's going on. Nobody else does because they just pull this watermelon up. It's normal. They eat the watermelon, which I guess may have actually been her head disguised to look like a watermelon because we see the ant with a couple of eyeballs in her mouth.
Oh yeah, the eyeball. That's such a simple effect, but really good. Especially Fantasy is the only one that notices it, and the watermelon makes noise.
Yes.
So the obvious implication, okay, the ant is eating her, but was the watermelon also Mac and was everyone else eating her?
That's what I was That's what I was thinking, yes.
Again, dream logic.
Yes.
Who knows? But it's creepy.
And then at this point, the ant goes into the refrigerator.
Yeah. Oh, that's another shot that I love. And freaks the fuck out of Fantasy, because the aunt just goes into the refrigerator. Fantasy drops a plate. Whoever else is in the scene is like trying to console her. And then from the side of the screen, the aunt is like crawling on the beams of the house above them and dancing.
Yes.
Horror to comedy. It's so good. So bizarre.
And it is at that point that we get into full-on weird stuff happening.
Yeah, constantly over and over. There are some fake scares, not quite jump scares, but fake
Surprisingly,
outs.
not a lot of cat scares here.
No, not really, no.
Probably because the cat is actually scary.
Yeah, the cat is just ominous because it's around everywhere,
yes.
and at the scene of most of the deaths.
Well, it is... It specifically closes a door, indicating that supernatural stuff is about to happen right before Sweet gets it from Death Futon, the futon that eats people.
Yes. She gets mobbed by, it's like a side building containing futons and comforters and all kinds of stuff. They just eat her except for her clothes.
And also there's a creepy doll left over? I didn't quite get the creepy doll.
Well, the creepy doll was there before, but like it could also be the implication that she was turned into a doll at some point. I don't know.
And then later we see her in a clock that then fills with blood.
Yeah, she's in the gears of the house.
Yes. And it's also at this point that Gorgeous becomes possessed by the house. She looks in the mirror. There's like this crazy flame effect.
Yeah, like she's looking in the mirror, and then at one point she's like sees her aunt, and the mirror cracks, and then Gorgeous's face cracks, falls away. She's up, turns into a pillar of flame. At which point, either the aunt like wears her skin or takes over her body to puppeteer it around something. But like Gorgeous is the third to die. Like suppose what you would think would be the main character gone.
Yeah, I mean I'm not sure if at any point any of her surfaces. It looks like it's happening at the end, but it's really not.
It's odd.
So yeah, and then the house goes into lockdown.
Oh yeah, because the house is eaten enough. It's growing stronger.
Yes.
All the shutter window door thingies close on the house. Oh, and the pan of there's a model of the house. Of course, there's miniatures in this movie. They're using all the tricks in the book. As all the little windows close, like machine gun sound.
Yes, and also it used to be a doctor's office, so there's a spooky Halloween skeleton.
Which occasionally is just moving on its own in the background for no reason.
Yes. And also, while all this is going on, what's this guy's name? Mr. Togo is on his way to see them.
Tojo, something. Yeah, he's slowly getting closer and closer to the house and getting lost and getting stuck in traffic.
He's in another movie.
Yeah, he's in like a screwball comedy.
Like it's planes, trains, and automobiles.
Although he's still in his dune buggy the whole time.
At one point we see him in this samurai restaurant, in which one of the chefs is a bear for no particular reason. Yeah,
well the transition to get into that is like a guy eating noodles leans in on the characters in the house, and then he pulls back and it's like he's at this noodle shop.
It's one of the craziest scene transitions I've ever seen.
I know, I love it. And yes, there's a bear who might be a chef, or maybe like the bear moving goes with the scene transition and is just a bear in the back of this noodle shop.
I always forget that there are actually bears in Japan.
So do I, and yes, they're a thing, and they can be big.
There was like a famous bear attack there, wasn't there, in like the teens?
Probably, yeah, like the early last century,
like in 1917 or something.
Yeah, there was
1915, the Sankabetsu brown bear incident, in which a large brown bear woke up from hibernation and attacked several houses in the area, killing 7 people.
Yeah, which is why like horrific monster bears show up in Japanese media every once in a while, especially shit. There's a manga turned anime series about dogs fighting bears on a mountain. I forget what that's called. Well, I should go anyway. But yeah, bears are a thing. Bear in this is just a punchline, though.
Yeah, well, a punchline to a joke that does not exist. It's just there because, I don't know, we had a bear costume.
Yeah, we had this prop. Silverfang, that's it. Or whatever the Japanese title is. But
And, it is around this point that, Melody decides, she's gonna cheer everybody up, she's gonna, play the piano, and then she's eaten by this piano.
Oh, actually, I kind of love her getting eaten by the piano, because if you've heard about this movie, odds are you've seen that scene where she gets devoured by a piano and it crescendos to insanity.
Oh, yes.
But they're the most fake outs of her, like, Fantasy getting scared because she hears Melody screaming in the distance and then comes, it's like, oh no, she needs a roll of toilet paper, or she cut her finger on the piano or something.
Yes.
It happens like 3 times, faking you out before the actual piano kill happens. Which, like, is hindsight, like, because we've seen the piano scene, we know it's coming, but when? It's suspense outside of the movie. But yes, she gets devoured by the piano, and it is so many effects, and over the top, and a lot of blood.
Yes.
I mean, not the scene with the most blood in the movie, that's still to come.
And it's very, like, unrealistic, like, Hammer movie style blood.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's
very watery.
Thick, well, it's either watery or thick paint.
I mean, were there fairly strict, like, film codes in effect in Japan at the time? Or?
I don't know. Oh, what was it? Yojimbo? I think. Which,
apparently that's from 1961.
Okay, yes, Kurosawa, Yojimbo. Unless it was the sequel. What? Yes, I'm pretty sure it was Yojimbo. Famous blood scene where they had planned to have a little blood squirt when Yojimbo slices a guy at the end of the movie. There was a technical special effects error in that all the blood came out massively, all at once. But the guy who got cut stayed in character and didn't freak out that it fucked up. And it looks amazing, and everyone in the background is like, what the fuck? Just staring at this fountain of blood. And that ended up in the movie, because it was like, wow, that was wrong, but that looked amazing. So yeah, blood in Japanese movies, not really a problem.
Well, and that sort of became like a trademark of your samurai movies, and to Western audiences, probably most famously depicted in Kill Bill Volume 1.
Yeah, it became a thing because of an accident on set.
And yeah, apparently it was the sequel, Sanjuro.
Yeah, that's an amazing... Yeah, blood and tits are not as much of a problem in Japan, or at least were not in the 70s and 80s anyway.
So yeah, that is, she's eaten by this piano. It's completely insane. And it's around this time that they find Gorgeous wearing, her aunt's never used wedding dress, which is never a good sign in a horror movie.
Yeah, that's not good. Someone wearing a wedding dress in any movie, it's like, and it's not a wedding. Shit just got weird.
Yeah, so they find her diary, and it's about how, her fiancé promised to come back, and she's determined that he will come back, but until then, she's going to take her revenge on any unmarried girls who visit this home and devour them.
Yeah, because, going back to the motherhood thing, subtext, sort of, I guess, subtext of insanity of this movie, unmarried women who come to this house, like, girls becoming women as they age up, as these young women are, and prime ready for marriage age, that gap in time, as according to this movie, makes your prime cut meat for a hungry house.
Everybody's got a hungry house. Everybody's got a spooky cat.
Yes.
And that is, of course, the opposite of the rule in slasher movies, in which case it is the virginal who survive.
Yeah, that's the thing. This movie plays, well, intentionally or not, plays against that.
Yeah, I don't think that had quite been
as canonized and as a trope,
become a trope yet. I mean, we weren't really into the slasher era. I mean, you'd have Halloween was the next year.
Oh, Halloween was the next year. Oh,
next year, 1978. And a couple years before this was Black Christmas, which is really the proto-slasher movie. And, I mean, pretty much everybody gets killed in that movie, so I can't remember if it's specifically virgins or not. But anyway, so they, at this point, the kaiju-sized head of Gorgeous busts in and vaguely explains things about how her aunt actually died years ago, but wouldn't leave the house.
Actually, that giant head poking into a house thing, I think is a Japanese ghost story thing.
Well, I know there's a Japanese ghost story with a giant skeleton.
Yeah, the giant skeleton. I think there's also a giant head in a house, maybe.
I mean, I believe you.
But yeah, well, this movie is also like, presumably there's more folktale horror of Japan I'm missing in this movie.
Yeah, there's probably a lot of stuff that we're, cultural context that we're not getting. And at this point, this turns into a Peter Gabriel video, and every potential object, every movable object in the house starts attacking them.
Trying to kill and murder. Yeah, multiple points throughout this movie, like, things are trying to kill Kung Fu and failing repeatedly.
Yes.
Like logs earlier in the movie that she was cutting. Mm-hmm. But now it just goes full nutso, like, trying to kill her with phone cords and mummies that are in a closet.
Yes. And then we also see the cat, and there's also a painting / effigy of the cat that is fairly upsetting, which is sort of the iconic image of the film.
It's the Blu-ray cover.
So it's a spook. It kind of reminds me of those Louis Wayne cats.
Oh, was that the guy who would slowly going crazy and the cats got weirder and weirder and weirder, but he really loved cats?
Yes.
Yeah, it's like the middle stages of that is this cat painting.
Yes.
Or at least it starts as an early stage and then becomes the crazy. Wait, maybe that was before that. Maybe that's why. Oh. Anyway. Yeah, the painting is sort of like the heart of the house, ? So the girls are like, destroy the painting, maybe they'll let us out.
And so, obviously Kung Fu is doing her best to destroy this thing. Eventually, she is mostly eaten by a light fixture. Yeah, but her legs are...
She's sucked up into the light fixture and then sees the disembodied body parts of everyone else that's been eating floating in this, like, pop art ad soup of insanity and blood.
So you wonder if they're sort of alive within the house, as sort of this gestalt entity?
Well, a line at the end kind of implies that they're hungry too.
Yes, they'll wake up when they're hungry.
Yeah. But again, dream logic, so who knows? But yeah, the bottom half of Kung Fu manages to get out of that, just the bottom half, and Kung Fu kick this painting on a wall, but before her limbs get sucked up into a dressing cabinet.
Yes. And at which point this kills the cat. The house starts flooding with blood.
Yeah. So much that it floats the tatami mats that they're sitting on. The two remaining girls alive are floating.
We're still trying to read this diary, but of course, Prof gets her glasses knocked off. She is bitten by what is apparently a jar with teeth.
I think it's like a milk can thing, or smallish thing. Like, I think they were using it earlier to pour tea or something, hot water. But now it has teeth.
Yes.
Bites her hand, pulls her in the water.
And it is at this point that that Professor Togo finally reaches the end of his journey, in which he meets this watermelon merchant who turns into a skeleton, and apparently Mr. Togo is reduced to a pile of bananas.
Yeah, because the watermelon guy loves watermelons, and Togo is like, I don't like watermelons. What do you like? Bananas! Bananas! Turns into skeleton. Togo freaks out, jumps in his dune buggy, and just keeps saying banana, banana, banana. In, like, the film plays backwards and forwards, and it's like, that's the end of him somehow.
Yep, that Shaggy Dog story is at its end.
Yeah.
So yeah, she is pulled off into this flood of blood and just dissolves.
Wait, it looks like blood, but it's also the digestive fluids of this living house.
Yes.
The house is vampiric. Well, the ant is kind of vampiric because she's sucking. She's an energy vampire, but also an actual vampire, but also maybe a cannibal, but also part of the house. Something?
Yes.
But yeah, now we're down to fantasy.
It's fantasy and allegedly gorgeous. You know, she's trying to... You know, it seems like she is comforting her, but she's actually just been wholly subsumed by the ant and or the house and possibly the cat. Who knows? And it's certainly implied that she's dead.
Yes. She's not gorgeous anymore.
No.
Although, her kimono gets pulled down and we see her tit. So, she's good looking.
Oh, yes.
But then she also turns into the ant. But fantasy's just, like, her little mind is snapped at this point. It's like, I will nuzzle up against this undead ghost of my friend because everyone else is dead.
Yes. And so we have our captain where that stepmother finally drops in.
Yes, because she was going to pay a surprise visit to try to get to know Gorgeous better before she's married.
Yes.
To the dad.
And of course this scene takes longer than you'd think.
It's also playing a haunting, lovely, beautiful theme song about how life is returning and love is important. And the house was run down before. There's weeds and shit, and it was gray. Now it's beautiful, like a fresh coat of white paint. The flowers are blooming. The yard is like perfectly manicured. As this future stepmom arrives, and Gorgeous opens all the doors in the house, and everything's beautiful and peaceful.
I will note that this is exactly also what happens in Burnt Offering.
Oh! Well,
where the house is regenerating itself with the life energy of these people.
Ooh, well, it's such a good concept of vampiric house. Like, how do you do a haunted house? A haunted house is always creepy. No, but when the house wins, the house always wins. It's beautiful again. Mm-hmm. It's filled with life. And this ant, this unmarried ant, or unmarried woman, comes to the house as another snack for the hungry.
So it's very eerie. She talks about how her friends will wake up when they're hungry, and then she just shakes her hand and is incinerated.
She just bursts into flames. End of movie.
Well, except we get a little speech about love being eternal or something.
Oh yeah, the ant is speaking it over Gorgeous as like... Which is really weird. Like, love is powering this vampiric house monster to stay alive and take the body of her niece as a new host.
Yes. And yes, then it's, our credits, everybody's smiling and happy. It's like the end of Predator.
Well, it's Gorgeous smiling and happy, which... Is that what we just filmed the actress running around a tree and something and we needed something for the credits? Or is it just that now that she's fully fed, the ant in Gorgeous's body can leave the house for a while?
Maybe?
Well, because before the only thing that could leave was just the cat as a familiar, an appendage leaving to lure Gorgeous there.
It is important to not try too hard to figure this movie out.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like, for a few years in a row, like 5 years or so, this would be my Halloween movie. I would put it in the night before or Halloween night at midnight, watch it while drinking, or even later until the sun rises or something, just thinking weird thoughts about and trying to make sense of this amazing, beautiful, crazy movie.
Well, all I can say is I'm glad I watched it in a house with a dog.
Oh, I had a cat.
Exactly. Spooky.
Well, you just got to be careful if they ever close a door.
So yeah, that is House. I think it's much better known in North America than it was at one point.
Oh yeah. It inspired other directors in Japan, so you can see a little bit of this experimentalness in filmmaking after that in Japan, in movies. And it's kind of shocking that this director isn't more well known, partially because nothing else he's made is available over here, really.
No, I do remember people talking about his last movie, which I think he made while he had cancer.
Yeah,
Labyrinth of Cinema.
Yes. That came out 2 years ago, and he died 2 years ago. He just finished it before it came out. Which is a shame, but even a few years before that, Hanagatami, is a movie he wrote before House. It just wasn't made until 4 years ago.
And are his other movies similar to this?
Some of none as crazy. Well, maybe Drifting Classrooms, which is an adaptation of a famous manga about a school full of children that gets transported into a future wasteland and horrific shit happens. Which, he made a movie of that. I think it's been adapted a couple other times after that. And he did the first adaptation of The Girl Who Leapt Through Time, which is, I think, a famous novel. Because, it's been made into an anime, and there was another movie version of that. He's done other things, but I'm not sure anything else as impressive and out there and influential as House. But, it's shocking I can't buy others of his movies.
Yeah, sometimes your first movie is your best movie.
Kinda. First real big movie, but yeah.
Right. First movie that is not attempting to sell cologne and or Charles Bronson.
Yes. But yeah, highly recommend. It's an odd horror movie. Oh. But it's a great end for a movie night because it will wake people. The first half hour is a little slow, but once they get to the house and weird shit happens, that's going to wake people up.
It is nonstop madness.
Uh-huh. It's gorgeous. It's hard for me to think of a movie I love as just itself, just a movie, than this. Other things, I love Godzilla movies, and there's some anime, but that's more stuff coming into it. This is its singular entity of amazingness.
Yeah, it's hard to sum up this movie. You certainly can't talk a lot about it in a non-visual medium because it's an incredibly visual film.
Yes. Oh God, yes. It's inspiringly weird that it just threw a kitchen sink and everything into the making of this movie. Every trick he could think of, every weird dream his daughter had is in this movie.
I think he said, he wasn't entirely sure how the special effects would turn out when he was making them.
Because Toho, for some reason had him write a script. I guess he was a scriptwriter or something early on. And it was okay, here's a script. I co-wrote it with this guy. A lot of ideas from my daughter. Here's Toho. Toho said, okay, yeah, we'll make it. When? Who's going to direct it? Not yet. We don't have the money. Every other director's busy. So he was promoting, okay, we're going to make this movie, but we don't have a director. And there was manga versions, there was a radio play, there was ads in papers. His business card had a poster for the movie that hadn't come out on it. To the point where Toho was okay, you can make the movie. And he did.
And apparently they told him that the Toho was tired of losing money on comprehensible films. So they were ready to let him direct the house script, which they felt was incomprehensible.
Yeah, because other directors who even looked at us I don't know how to make this movie. But he did.
Yes.
And it's amazing.
Mm-hmm. No, so I definitely recommend that people check it out. I think you can rent it on iTunes. There's a very nice Criterion disc.
Yeah, it's very nice. It is presumably on the Criterion channel thingam.
Yeah, and if you're in Canada, it's available on Hollywood Suite on demand all month. Which is where I'm seeing a lot of these movies that we're talking about on the podcast.
Yes.
I believe I may follow this up with a double bill of the William Catt House.
Oh,
which I suspect will be a very different film.
Yeah, like, it's, in a way, it's also a haunted house movie, and weird shit happens. But it's more a single person psychological.
I guess it's also like a kind of a comedy horror, sort of.
Yeah, it kind of feels like the comedy is an afterthought in the movie.
Or maybe it's like the sequel is more of a comedy.
The sequel is definitely a comedy, but it's played straight.
I will note that the sequel has the best sequel subtitle in movie history because it is House 2, The Second Story.
Yeah, that beats out Electric Boogaloo because it's a pun.
Yes. All right, so I believe that is it for our discussion of House. Of course, you can find us all over the internet. We have a Patreon, which we'll be doing a spooktacular episode chosen by yours truly.
Yeah, that will have been coming. That will be out by now.
It'll be out by then. It will thrill and chill my co-hosts.
Oh, it will be weird and have odd animation in it. That's for sure.
It is also from the terrifying decade of the 1970s.
But not the amazingly weird year of 1977, where every bad sci-fi movie seems to have come out, or bad, weird monster movie.
Well, the thing is, 1977 was the genesis of, it gave us Star Wars, which spawned an enormous amount of ripoffs. Some Japanese, even, like, what is it, A Message from Space?
Yes, which came out the same year. They were going, I think, entirely off the poster of Star Wars. Make something like that.
Oh, although it says on Wikipedia at least that it came out in 78.
Oh, okay.
But in April of 78, so that's still less than a year.
Yeah. But I think, well, okay.
I mean, by
Star
that,
Wars may not have been out in Japan at that point.
Oh, that's
maybe?
right.
I'm not sure.
Vic Morrow is in Message from Space?
Yes.
Wow.
Like, he's like an old drunk captain of a spaceship or some
he's
shit?
like the Alec Guinness of that movie?
Yeah.
Wow.
But the problem is there's like no Luke Skywalker, there's a bunch of idiots, and there's no Han Solo either.
So, and apparently Sonny Chiba is in it?
Yes. Oh, fuck.
Is he the bad guy?
Maybe a bad guy, or is he a guy who changes sides? It's like, I remember he's in that movie, but I forget where.
Oh, apparently, his name is Hans. I'm curious as to what character he may have been based on.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I guess there's Han Solo. Fuck. Yeah, the TV series of that is actually better than the movie. The movie's kind of... Anyway, horror movies. It's Halloween. Have fun. Eat some candy. Drink a favored beverage.
And enjoy both tricks and treats.
Watch House.
And I guess, why don't we also, what other horror movies are we watching for this month?
Oh, well, I have an unwatched DVD of Kuroneko that I need to get around to.
I don't know what that is. What is that?
I think it's like...
It involves cats, I guess?
Kind of cats. I think it's like two women who may be ghosts preying upon shitty samurai.
Okay, so it's sort of like that movie Sleepwalkers, but probably with less incest.
Well, I don't think they're actual cats. I think that's just symbolism.
Oh, okay.
Like they don't turn into
actually, I think I have heard of that now that you mentioned it.
Okay, it's a classic, which is why I got it. Also, I have Kwai-Dan, which is like 3 or 4 short horror movies, also from Japan, that I have seen before. I think the same year I saw House.
Ooh.
But I just recently got that Blu-ray, so I can watch it again. So yes, I'm watching way too many Japanese movies. And maybe I'll eventually get around to buying with Halloween 3, the Halloween 3, the good one.
The Season of the Witch?
Yes.
I guess I've been watching too many Canadian horror movies.
Oh, so you've seen, Bloody Valentine?
I did, yes. I'm sort of like going through some early slashers, and for whatever reason, a ton of early slasher movies were Canadian.
Wait, they were actually Canadian? I thought Bloody Valentine was like one of the few that was like filmed in Canada, set in Canada.
And often they're not, they don't say it's Canada, but it's obviously Canada.
Yeah, well, Bloody Valentine is definitely Canada. It's a little Canadian mining town.
I mean, there's nowhere else in the world except for Nova Scotia that anybody's drinking that much Moosehead beer.
Yes. If you'd said just
but there's
regular.
also, I mean, Black Christmas is sort of the prototype for the slasher movie that followed that. That's filmed in Toronto.
Oh, okay.
Prom Night, Canadian, also Toronto.
Oh.
And Terror Train. Canadian.
Terror Train.
And, of course, two of those with Jamie Lee Curtis.
What the hell is Terror Train?
Oh, I'd recommend Terror Train. It's super weird. It's a slasher movie on, like, a train full, like, college students who are having a costume party.
What? Okay, that sounds amazing.
Okay, so it features Jamie Lee Curtis. Features Hart Bachner, who you probably remember as Ellis from Die Hard.
Okay.
Hans Bobby, I'm Your White Knight.
David Copperfield? What?
And yes, David Copperfield.
Okay.
As the magician.
Sure.
And the killer spends the entire movie wearing a Groucho Marx costume.
Odd. Yeah, Murder on a Train. That actually sounds good.
So it's worth a watch. It's weird and enjoyable.
Okay.
I'd say of all of them, it's that, and I think My Bloody Valentine is pretty good. I mean, it's just the sort of, and it features the only intelligent authority figures in any slasher movie.
Wait, Bloody Valentine?
Yes.
Doesn't like the main sheriff like try to downplay the murders at the beginning?
See, he downplays the murders, but the murders, you know, so the killer's trying to cancel this Valentine's Day dance that they have every year. And so, you know, he leaves the messages. One, you know, this old lady who owns a laundromat gets killed. And there's a note, you know, cancel the dance or else. And so they say, well, she had a heart attack, but, you know, because of that, we're canceling the dance.
Oh, okay. I forgot about that part.
But then a bunch of stupid teenagers, or I guess young adults, because they're minors. Yeah, they have their party at the mine.
Yeah, where the minor killer hangs out.
Yes, it may not surprise you to find out that they are all then killed by...
Well, no doubt.
A mining-themed serial killer who, and there's a surprise identity reveal, much like in Prom Night.
Yeah, kind of whatever. Oh, that's the thing. House. The body count in House. 9! We get 9 dead people.
That is a high body count for...
That's higher than most slasher movies.
At least of the... I mean, that's getting into, like, mid-80s Friday the 13th. You'll get 9 in there. I'm pretty sure, I think Roy kills, 15 people in Friday the 13th 5. But, in Halloween, you've got...
3? 4?
3, I think?
Yeah, there's not that many.
No, and then I think they're more in Halloween 2.
Granted, with House, there is no final girl. There's no final anyone.
No, there's no final anything.
Well, there's just the house.
As David said previously, the house always wins.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is the episode. We'll be back next week with some more Transformers-based content and not more weird spooky stuff, because it'll probably be November by then.
Or it's Gridman time, I forget.
Or it may also be Gridman. We will see where the chips fall in this one.
We're recording this one ahead of time just to come out on Halloween.
Yeah, it is the unspooky date of October the 11th. It is literally Canadian Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving!
But don't worry, I had it a couple of days ago, so I have already digested more turkey than I care to think about.
Oh, I haven't had... Ooh, I should get turkey. I've had cold cut turkey, but I haven't had turkey in a while. It's about due.
Oh, good turkey.
Anyway, yeah, we're done.
Alright, good night.
Good night. The pleasant screams!
Show しい